Sure.
And that was another thing, Dr. Johnson. You know, they tried to erase the contributions that African Americans have made here in America. They want to eliminate Colin Powell from the records. They want to. What was the athlete they tried to?
Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
Took him down.
Yeah.
Medgar Evers. They removed his likeness from the what's that? The Arlington National Cemetery. They took that down. I thought that was an insult. But here's the thing, though. Those acts were definitely insults. But at the same time, they were symbols anyway. Empty symbols used to give us the illusion of inclusion. As far as I'm concerned, let them take them down. Because we should have our own honorary activities and plaques and statues for Medgar Evers and for Jackie Robinson. You know, I don't need my oppressor to honor my ancestors who he you know, we should be doing that ourselves. So some of this, the silver lining in some of this, although there's not a lot of silver, some of the silver lining in this, Baba David, is we have to start taking responsibility for our own legacy and our own likeness. You know, that's on us to properly honor our ancestors. I couldn't care less if they had Medgar Evers' likeness up on the Arlington National Cemetery's website, because he was murdered by them and they protected his killer for a very, very, very long time before they brought him to justice. You know, so for me, it's hypocritical anyway for us to want them to honor the same people they executed. They executed Dr. King. They executed Malcolm. Why do I want them to turn around and honor them? You know, to me, whenever the truth is being shown, I think it's a good thing. So this is showing the truth to our children about who these people really are. You know, and that is the one advantage of having a Republican in that White House. You know, all of the illusions are gone. When the Democrats are in there, there's a lot of illusions. When the Republicans are in there, you know, whether it's him or George Bush, we know exactly who we're dealing with. And so it's just time for us to return to self-determination. This is a call for self-reliance. It is time for us to get back to Garveyism.
That's right. And just like they want to eliminate Black History Month, we celebrate Black History 365 days a year. You know,
exactly.
So we don't care if they eliminate it take it off the calendar. We still want to celebrate it. I'm going to celebrate my Black History every day.
That's right.
You know, and think about it. They're talking about dismantling the Department of Education, which you've talked about on this show numerous times. Like you say, so what if they do this? I say now is the absolute best time for us to create our own schools like you're doing. People should be tearing your door down, trying to see how can we duplicate this across the country.
And the thing is, Baba David, I'm glad you brought up that Department of Education elimination agenda, you know, because as you know, we've been at this FDMG Academy campaign. We've had the school for 6 years. And the quick update on that is once we get these floors covered with the tile, we will be applying for our certificate of occupancy. So we've been through the storm, but guess what? We almost out of it. Once we lay that tile down, it's now up to the city to inspect and give us our certificate of occupancy. So we dancing at the finish line, Baba David. You remember we went through all that HVAC stuff?
That's right.
And we went through all that plumbing stuff.
That's right.
And we went through all the roofing stuff and all the electrical. We've been through it all. It was been a long road.
That's right.
But, you know, if the tile is the only thing we got to worry about, we are in good shape.
Yeah. Did you get the doors done?
Yes, we changed the doors as well. We got new doors on there.
All right.
And the reason I'm bringing this up is, as you know, a lot of people laughed. They mocked us. Why is he starting a school? Yeah. And now Donald Trump is proving to our people why we need FDMG.
That's right.
So a part of me is smiling at that, although this is unfortunate.
Yes.
Because people said, why do we need a school? Now you know why.
That's right.
Because the U.S. Constitution, as I've said so many times on your show through the years, the Constitution does not guarantee your child the right to learn. How many times have I said that? The word education is not in the Constitution. So yes, he can get rid of the Department of Education because it is not a constitutionally guaranteed institution. But the point, Baba David, is this. Those who laughed at us for building FDMG, those who questioned the necessity of an independent school for black boys, oh, you have all the reasons why we need that school now.
That's right.
You have all the reasons why, because you might not have a school for your kids in the next 5 or 10 years. So everybody better start building schools and start worrying about when ours is going to open. Start building your own, because we need it right now.
That's right, because how many other independent black schools are there in the country?
No more than 50, and probably closer to 25. And if you want to say how many independent black schools actually operate in a legitimate school building like we have, not more than a dozen.
And that's why it's important more now than ever to build these.
They didn't laugh at me so much, Bobby David, that Donald Trump then gave them a reason why they better start building their own schools.
Yeah, well, I wasn't laughing at you, and I've always been supportive of you, even without a school. I'm still supportive of you as a certified child psychologist. And when you said that you was going to start the school, I said, well, this is exactly what black people need. This is an example of how we can do for ourselves, plain and simple. Plain and simple. So, well, tell me, Doctor, what's your next move? So you say you're going to get the floor tiles, and then you're going to be ready for opening in September?
Well, once we get the floor tiles, we have to go through inspection.
Right.
And that's when we ask the city to come and see if everything is up to code. Right. We got to do the city inspection, and then we have to do the fire department inspection. And as you know, and I don't want to, put any negative energy out. We want to keep everything positive. But you and I both know they never expected us to finish that school. They never expected us to finish that school, and I do have people who are not happy about me being in Wilmington, Delaware. Although I get tremendous support from the grassroots community in Wilmington, Delaware, there are people within the power structure, and there's also some reactionary Negroes on the ground who are not happy about us being there. So we're just going to pray, stay positive, and ask the ancestors to help us pass that inspection process with flying colors. And if all goes well, Baba David, we'll be having our grand opening on the eclipse. The eclipse of September 20th and September the 21st, which is also Kwame Nkrumah's solar return. And as you know, I am a proud citizen of Ghana now. So you talk about a coincidence. What greater coincidence than opening up the school on the weekend of Osajifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's Earth Day?
I was wondering about that today. So what do you think that black people should do? Do you think that we should consider repatriating to Africa?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And even if you do not physically repatriate to Africa, you have to politically and economically repatriate to Africa and start investing. One of the things that I am so grateful for with having my dual citizenship is I can now open up a bank account in Ghana, because I want to start building wealth over there so I can start investing and building and helping over there, because ultimately I want an FDMG Ghana Kwame Nkrumah campus, and so I want an FDMG Burkina Faso, Thomas Sankara campus, I want an FDMG Johannesburg, Robert Sobukwe campus, so I have a lot of ideas, and as Brother Patrick said, he and I'll be speaking about some things as well, but for me, having my Ghanaian citizenship comes with an obligation, because as I've said to you before, although I'm very popular here in the States, I am 5 times as popular in Africa.
I know that.
5 times as popular in Africa. And so I really need to show my brothers and sisters on the continent that Pan-Africanism for me is more than a word. It's a movement and it's a lifestyle.
That's right. Listen, we got to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to come back with some closing comments